Good evening. I am Colonel T.N. Crumpet, Papan Regimental Guards, British Army Liaison Attaché to the staff of General Fargon de Rea. General has asked that I have a jolly old chat with you. Fill you in, what? All that. Righto. Well now, let me see if I have it all straight. Yes, the Nazis, of course, are in Paris, and we can't take you back there because it wouldn't do, don't you know, for a trainload of French officers and officials to pop up in that city just now. So it seems that we're just going to have to place you under arrest, don't you see, and deliver you to the authorities when we reach, well, when we get to our destination, right now? Now, let me see. Was there something more? I think there's dozens. No! Touched it all. Of course I was forgetting. Silly of me. Must be rather confusing to you. You don't know, I suppose, about the murder. Well, of course you don't. I haven't told you now, have I? Well, it seems that there's been a nasty thing happening in the Pullman car. The occupant of cabin number 9, I believe it is. Or was it 7? No, I'm sure it was 9. Yes, 9 it is. Well, where was I? Oh, yes, nasty thing. A woman. Not right at all. Murdered. Brutally, it seems, from all the fuss and bother. Blood all about. Clothes ripped. Nearly unrecognizable. Well, there you have it. Whatever is her name? Oh, yes. Fiona somebody. Or is it Faye? I've got it. Fiona Faye, that's her name. Sort of a spy person, I gather. Bloody useless lot. Spies can't see what good they do. Always in the way, telling stories on a chef. Just not done. Well then, it's quite simple, really. This Fiona Fatale person has been murdered in her cabin and thrown from the window. Quite terrible, though I dare say she may have deserved it from the stories I've heard. Thrown right out the window in some sort of a sack or bag or something. Found it hanging from a railway bridge a few miles back. The military chaps found it, that is. Called us up, don't you know, on the radio. Wonderful thing, radio. Couldn't imagine getting along without it. So there it is. Blood all around. Bodies in sacks. Women's bodies, really. Not right. We can't have it. So we'll simply have to place you under arrest. Because, don't you see, one of you must have done it. Frightful thing. Bad show and all that, but there's no blinking the facts. Time, you see, is what proves it. 6 p.m. That's the time we passed the spot where the body, well, the sack with the body inside was found, don't you know? And there was no one about, you see. No one else other than you, that is. The dining car staff was in the dining car, you know, and Jean-Pierre was up forward, tending to the General from 5:10 on. Military guards were stationed on the jolly old platform at each end of the Pullman car, and no one came in or went out after Jean-Pierre. So, you see, it must have been one of you. Of course, if the murderer will confess, then the rest of you needn't be troubled. The General has a bit much to handle now, you see. Damned awkward time for murders and spies and things. Can't have it, you see. Well, that's about it. Oh, yes, the door to cabin 9 was locked. Had to fetch Jean-Pierre's key and all that. And yes, here's a sketch of the cabin done up by my aide. Good chap, frightfully advanced. Cabin's a dreadful mess. What? Oh my, I nearly forgot. How did we know to look in cabin 9? Silly of me. But of course it was the note, wasn't it? The note to the General. Look in Pullman cabin 9, it said. There's been a murder. No signature. No explanation. So we had a look. Frightful mess. I'll just leave the sketch for you to glance at. Might be interesting and all that. Sorry to burst in on you like this. Jolly little party, eh, what? Well, there you have it. Murder. Bad show. Yes, well, if the murderer will confess, of course, we won't trouble the rest of you. Decent thing to do. Game's up, what? That seems to be it. I'll just pop back in later, just to see, don't you know. Cheerio.